Came down to this little boat ramp area this morning to have breakfast and stuff. This is actually very nice. So here's a Hinkler Hall of Aviation now. It's really cramped. Like one reboot, Turtle Centre. Just another evening sitting by the water watching the sun go down. The sun's over there. So if I look out the window I can see it going down, but hey, just finished editing and uploading the previous video, so this is my office. Got to get some gear together, got to be up early in the morning and be on a boat at 7 AM, so this should be fun. Damn, looks like a beautiful morning. Ah, this is good, exactly what I want when we're going out snorkeling. Well, fingers crossed I got everything I need. Oh dear, not used to going out for day trips. Look at that, the least distance to travel and the last one here. That's the one for the day. Well, part of the day anyway. We're going to swap boats later on. Apparently we have to go bare feet inside the boat. I don't know why. That's the first one out, but unfortunately a bunch of people saw me and I'm no longer the only one. Oh, damn, it's cold. Okay, back inside. Fairly calm day, still got a bit of bouncing going on, so only about a 1 metre swell apparently today, but yeah, it's, I'd hate to come out on a rough day. Have a look. Anyway, we're about to pile on this little boat and away we go. That's pretty cool, look at that. Elliot checking to see if he can see some manta rays at the moment, and then we'll, if he can see some, we'll dive in after them. Fingers crossed. They said they didn't see any yesterday.
Does everybody jump on in when you're ready?
Not a bad lunch spot, really. Oh, I'm still shivering, absolutely freezing. Trying to soak myself up to get back in this cold water. It's no warmer here in the lagoon. Oh, damn, it's cold. I have to apologise for the poor video quality in these underwater shots. I haven't used this camera before underwater. This is the first time I've had the DJI Osmo 6 underwater. And from what I can see, it looks like the image stabilisation functions are really freaking out in the water here, and it was really giving me some shaky, weird things going on. I've tried to salvage whatever footage I could, but anyway, so we'll just have to deal with this. On the plus side, the water was a lot warmer over by the reef. Because it was a rising tide, the reef was exposed to the sun for a few hours during the day. So this is after lunch. This is probably about 1:30 PM. So yeah, been a bit of sun on the reef all morning, and as the tide was coming up, the water was running off the reef, and it was really quite nice up against the edge of the reef. As I came out of the water from snorkeling, I saw that there was a bunch of people trying to organise getting over onto the island. I thought I'd missed out on that. I thought I'd kind of blow my time snorkeling rather than getting over to the islands. The island's a bit of a breeding ground for these little terns. They're a black noddy, or a black noddy tern, or a white-capped noddy tern. Now, the trees are apparently Pisonia trees. Now, what the guide was saying was that there's not a lot of these trees in the wild anymore. They're a pretty rare tree. They only grow on coral cays. And apparently this particular island, Lady Musgrave Island, has 18% of the entire global population of them. There is a small camping area on the island, so you can come and camp on the island. Permits required, no doubt. As we were walking along the beach back round to the boat, there was probably 3 or 4 reef sharks, only about probably 10 metres off the beach, in less than a metre of water. You know, the fins were regularly popping out of the water and splashing about, carrying on. Rather disappointed, didn't see any manta rays. Did spend $405 to come out here to go on a manta ray thing. I rang and asked them, you know, how likely it was to see them, and they were very cagey about that. Yeah, it looks like the odds aren't too good. Apparently there's a few bull sharks around at the moment, and might be scaring them off, so bit of a downer. Anyway, just get ready to do the 2-hour cruise back to where I come from, Bundaberg. I was a little bit green on the way out here, and they said this is smooth weather too, so yeah, I'd hate to come out on a rough day, bloody hell. I did take a travel sickness tablet too. There it is. It was actually pretty calm on the way back, which I mean, I was pretty average on the way out there. I thought I was going to tip over the edge a few times there, but pulled through. I think I'm the first one to get back home. Oh, the sun's gone down now, so definitely time to find somewhere to sleep. I've been having a quick look at the map and spotted about 3 possibles on there, so let's go check out the first one. I did stop here last night, very close to the wharf where the cruise left from. Seems there's about 3 locals on dirt bikes that just get up and down this road, sort of running between the 2 town centres, I think. And that went on till midnight. They did get joined by probably one of their mates in maybe a Falcon or a Commodore. It was one of those 2. It sounded like a Falcon, no mufflers on it. And they were drag racing back and forward again after midnight. So yeah, didn't get a stack of sleep last night, and I'm really tired now, so I'm heading 18 k's down, sort of southward direction, and see if I can find somewhere down there. I actually got a really good night's sleep last night. I found a little dead-end street, actually quite a long dead-end street, and seems it was too inconvenient for anyone to come down here. Not a single passing car till about 6 a.m. this morning. Get this bed packed away, then I'll head down to the waterfront for breakfast. Very busy caravan park there on the left. Still a little bit chilly. It was 11 degrees overnight, so yeah, it's probably only, probably 17, 18 at the moment. Oh my goodness, seems this is a pretty popular spot. It does seem very nice down here. It's a beautiful, quiet little area. Oh, that's different. Well, when I looked on Google Maps, there were pictures of nice big rock pools with people swimming in them. Haven't found them yet, but anyway, maybe the tide's not low enough yet. And here's all the big black pebbles that just seem to be the signature along the coast here. It's crazy. There's the mouth of the Elliot River. People fishing the falling tide. There we go. I'm almost out at the edge of the point, but yeah, all these rocks, it's hard to walk on. I reckon the swimmable rock pools have succumbed to the moving sands. Yeah. There you go. Quite an interesting place. It's quite nice here, actually. Quite a pleasant beach and nice, quiet little town. Oh, quiet-ish. There's actually stacks of people here. Caravan park's jam-packed. Ah, that's cool. It's something you don't see every day. I've always wanted a hovercraft. As long as it doesn't get too close, because it's blowing sand everywhere, funnily enough. So apparently this path goes for about 3 k's from down here up that way. 3 k's that way. I don't know what's up there, but hey, the spot up here, Submarine Lookout. Go and have a look at that. Submarine Lookout. It's an Anzac Memorial. That makes sense now. There we go. Quite interesting rocks. It's cool. Came a couple of k's further north, and there was another spot in the map saying that there's rock pools here. Oh, that's a better little plunge pool. Oh, this looks cool. Looks like a little tube worm. How can I do this without making it disappear? Well, no, the idea is to make it disappear. Oh, there it goes. Rugged coastline. It's quite beautiful. All the, big round pebbles and everything everywhere. Pebbles. They're like boulders, but anyway. It's probably the best spot I've found with rock pools at this point. Hey, this one looks good. What do we got here? Even looks like a soft coral over there. Well, that's actually a hard coral here. Obviously that bit's poking out, but you can see all around the edge the coral. It's pretty big. That whole chunk there is a bit of coral. It's an annoying time rifle cook again. Oh well, at least it'll be overtime in 5 days. What a mess. I've done the satay thing and it sticks to the pan like nothing else. Nice spot for lunch. It's nice and quiet and I can just hear the gentle crashing of waves in the background. I'll move on to another spot. Really, it's 3:30 now, so it's getting quite late in the day. This looks like a nice spot. Yeah, Wendy left a comment in my last video. She's a local, and she said that around here, Coral Cove is somewhere good for snorkeling. And there we are. Barrelin rocks? Barrelin rocks? A little snorkeling symbol on there. So, but after freezing to death yesterday, I'm not going back in the water until summer. This is a really nice little inlet to the creek here. Beautiful spot, wow. All the mangroves on either side of the creek here, that's awesome. Beautiful spot. It's always a little suspicious how there's a break in the trees right in front of someone's house. Let's watch the tide running back in, filling up the mud flats. Oh, this is actually a nice little dirt car park here. Park right here and watch the water. Yeah, I think I might even go get the van, come back over here and just sit here for the rest of the evening. That's an appropriate spot to finish off the day. Nice. That's not a fun way to wake up. It's about 3:30, it's just started pouring with rain. And now I'll be wondering if I can get out of the spot that I'm parked in. I'm only parked on grass on the side of the road, but hey, hopefully it doesn't get too slippery. I'll try and get a few more hours sleep before I do anything. Alright, about 6:45, so throw some clothes on, get out of here. I'll try and get out as early as I can before I start attracting too much attention. Although I think the person that lives in this house up here already seen me. Pretty much shortly after I pulled up, a four-wheel drive came by, slowed right down as they came past me, and then pulled into this house up here on the left. Possibly the owner of the farm that I was parked next to. Even still, I'll move on and I'll have breakfast and stuff somewhere else. Just, try to minimise the optics of me hanging around places like that. Heading back into Bundaberg, I've got an appointment at Specsavers to get some new glasses ordered. They need new glasses for ages. These are really badly scratched now, but it's like, oh man, it takes two weeks to get them made, and I don't want to stay anywhere for 2 weeks. So I asked the Specsavers, and they said, yeah, no worries, we'll send them to any store you want. So that's what I'm doing. I'm getting sent to a place where I plan to be in 2 weeks' time, which means I've got a plan to be somewhere in 2 weeks. Anyway, as I was driving into town, I was kind of looking out for somewhere where I can stop and, on grass, have a shower and all that sort of business. I stopped in a little parking area up near the road, but then realised I was actually close to these sporting fields. As I came down to the sporting fields, there's lots of people parked, and obviously, I'm guessing obviously, or maybe they're like me, but potentially have spent the night here. And in the distance there on the other side of the sporting fields, you can see a whole stack of vans. That's the CMCA campground. Now, that's actually a low-cost campsite. It's only about $5 a night if you're a CMCA member. I must say I've never seen one of those campgrounds before. So I did look it up and had a look at where they actually have them, because I thought, well, heck, that could be a good thing. I'm pretty sure I'd have to have a grey water tank though to be in there. That's fair enough. If I needed to, I could. But yeah, there's only like half a dozen or so around the entire country. So yeah, CMCA is not really a big thing. I thought they were a lot bigger than that, but anyway, never mind. Seems to be quite a few people parked in various random places around Bundaberg, and sort of grouped up as well. So like here, there's 3 or 4 people parked in this showground area. Kind of makes me wonder if they're really as strict on the no camping around here as some other towns. I suspect they're probably not, but hey, don't quote me on that. Somehow I don't think, but Jason said would stand up in a court of law. Okay, just an interesting social observation. One thing that Queenslanders can't do is return their shopping trolleys back to the trolley return bays. And this is universal. It's not just Bundaberg. It's every city I've been to, every shopping centre I go to. Anyway, going to duck in and get my glasses ordered and then basically hit the road. Oh, rain's set in by the looks of things. So I've been into the optometrist. I got my new glasses on order. They'll be delivered down to near Brisbane because that's why I'm heading now. Unfortunately, I'm not going further north. I am sort of backtracking, heading back down south again. Who knows where after the next few weeks? I don't really know, but I need to do a few things down in Brisbane, so off I go. Right now I'm heading down to Childers, so it's about a 30 odd k, 40, what is it? I've got 22 k's more to go. Anyway, whatever. And hopefully when I get there I can find a parking spot because it was pretty jam-packed last time. Well, here we go. It's not looking encouraging. Oh, there's a gap. There's a gap. Get it. Get it. Get it. All right, go around. I think there's anyone else here. I will do the right thing. I will go here and leave space for someone else to come in front of me if they wish to do so. Well, here we go again. I forgot about that. Let's hope they quit before 2:30 a.m. this time, because that was annoying in the middle of the night last time. Well, it seems we're coming to fisticuffs over parking spaces. Someone with a bit of a bad attitude suggesting I shouldn't be in a long parking spot, despite the fact this is the official free overnight stay area. Ah, the dramas. I managed to keep my spot because it turned out a woman that was kind of negotiating in a reasonable fashion came over and said they're not actually staying overnight, they're just stopping for lunch. For goodness sake. So they just parked here on the road where there is absolutely shed loads of space. Now, I would have easily given up the spot for a caravan, no problems at all, but when the first words that come out of the woman in the passenger seat's mouth, you shouldn't be there, it's for long vehicles, you're not going to get cooperation from me. Unfortunately, her husband was quite reasonable. I could have dealt with him and I would have found somewhere else, but no, if you're going to go giving me lip, you can suffer. And then to only be staying for lunch, I mean, seriously, don't be so entitled. Well, little town of Childers is looking a whole lot quieter today. Last time I came through was a weekend, so that probably explains that. Go to that bakery and get a lasagna pie. They're really, really, really good. I reckon that's about it for this video. I'll cut this one short and get it uploaded today because I'm going to head bush tomorrow. Go and have a look at a few things a little bit inland from here. So anyway, look out for that in the next video. For now, thanks for watching and I will see you again in a few more days. See ya.